Hiro Honshuku. I am a QA/CS engineer at OpenClinica. I'm going to present the web service feature of OpenClinica in 9 parts. This part 1 explains an overview of web service and its installation, followed by 8-part use cases based on available WSDLs. This presentation assumes you are already enjoying OpenClinica installed and running. Please note that OpenClinica Web Service was introduced with OpenClinica version 3.1.1. In this presentation, I use version 3.1.2, which is the current version as of July 2002. The web service description language is an XML-based language that is used for describing the functionality offered by a web service. A WSDL description of a web service, also referred to as a WSDL file, provides a machine-readable description of how the service can be called, what parameters it expects, and what data structures it returns. It thus serves a roughly similar purpose as a method signature in the programming language. More description and detailed explanation you can find at w3.org. A web service is a software system designed to support interoperable machine-to-machine interaction over a network. The basic web service platform is XML plus HTTP, sometimes HTTPS. XML provides a language which can be used between different platforms and programming languages and still express complex messages and functions. HTTP, or its secure form HTTPS, is the most widely used Internet protocol. In combination, they help to create an interface that communicates using openly defined, standardized protocols, are self-contained and self-describing, and can be discovered and used by other applications. Web service can help to solve interoperability challenges by giving your applications a way to integrate their data and business processes with OpenClinica. Each web service in OpenClinica is a simple, self-contained application which performs a function from a simple request to complicated business processes. Any technically savvy user can use OpenClinica Web Services to access functionality and exchange data with the system. With the OpenClinica Web Services API, you can perform tasks such as creating or listing study subjects, scheduling events, and much more. Web services are usually implemented in one of 2 ways. One is SOAP and the other is REST. In this presentation, we're going to use SOAP. OpenClinica exposes model-based services. Models present core business concepts. Event, study, and study subject can be thought of as models. You can manipulate those models by attaching services to them. Each model is described in a sub-chapter along with the available SOAP web service methods. Here is a list of provided WSDLs as of OpenClinica 3.1.2. Create study subject. List all study subjects in a study. Find if study subject exists. Schedule an event for an enrolled study subject. Import data onto an OpenClinica CRF for an already scheduled study event. Get study metadata which returns study definition metadata in CDISC ODM XML format with OpenClinica extensions. List study, which returns a list of studies and sites. Study event definition, which lists study event definition in study. Let us proceed to the installation. I'm using here Ubuntu 12 as the OpenClinica server. Now, go to our community website for downloading the web service. Make sure you are logged in. In the downloaded zip file, you will find the OpenClinica folder, distribution folder, where you find the WAR file. You need to uncompress the WAR file, and then you need to create a new folder under Tomcat Web Apps. The new folder should be named as OpenClinica-WS. Now you need to copy the contents of the uncompressed WAR file into that OpenClinica-WS folder. The next step is to edit the data info properties file. So the web service is going to point to the same database that your OpenClinica instance is pointing to. Here, I'm using the name WS Demo as the database name. Let's start the Tomcat to see if the installation was successful. Go to your OpenClinica instance to make sure nothing is broken. Then open another browser window, and this time you go to OpenClinica-WS URL. Why two browser windows side by side? The reason will be explained later. Open another browser window, then this time you go to our documentation site for web services. Copy one of the requests and you paste onto the second browser window, which was OpenClinica-WS. If you see XML like this, then your installation was successful. You are ready to go.